It's time to start anew. So the upcoming new moon in Virgo is giving us a fresh start. It's wiping the slate clean, operative word being clean, and it's marking a time of forward momentum after weeks of stagnancy and reflection. Expect the unexpected in a good way, and remain open to surprising possibilities as this new moon is all about fortunate new beginnings. In this video, I'll be discussing everything you need to know about the upcoming new moon in Virgo and what you can do to make the most of it. So stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If this is our first time meeting and you are new here, hi, my name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and I'm the founder of divinefeminineworks, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So today's video was all about the upcoming new moon in Virgo, going down on Thursday, September 14th at 9:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so you know the deal. New moons are all about new beginnings. It's when we set new intentions and it's when we plant new seeds. It's the time of the month where we get a do-over. So the lunar cycle is starting again, and in a way, so can we. So I don't know about you, but the energy of this new moon is palpable. Like, I already feel it, and I'm pretty sure that you can too. You may have this feeling of underlying sort of excitement. You feel like things are changing, but you're not exactly sure what is going to change. And thankfully, it doesn't feel like you have to brace yourself for something harsh or something negative. I feel like the wheels are starting to turn and we're definitely starting to feel it. And this is the best energy under which to have a new moon in a sign like Virgo. Astrologically speaking, the way that this new moon is set up is absolutely beautiful. Things will start to fit together like puzzle pieces, and then we can finally start to move forward. So there is a plethora of earth energy surrounding this new moon. So it's going to have us focusing on the practical side of life. So when it comes to setting these new intentions and planting these new seeds, we're really going to be getting grounded, getting realistic, and getting to work, all right? And speaking of work, one of the major themes of this new moon in Virgo is the concept of perfection. And by perfection, I don't mean being perfect, being without fault, or not making mistakes. By perfection, I really mean practice. Everything about this new moon has everything to do with practicing what you preach and doing it on a regular basis. All right, so without further ado, let's get into everything you need to know about this upcoming new moon in Virgo. So first things first, let's cover the basics. Let's talk about new moons generally. So like I said before, new moons are all about planting new seeds and setting new intentions. Astrologically speaking, a new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct, meaning that they occupy the same space in the sky. And when the sun and the moon are conjunct, you don't see the moon in the sky at all. It's completely dark. And I love this about new moons because it represents the fertile soil that new moon energy provides. Now, I just said we plant new seeds. So the new moon gives you the environment in which to plant these seeds. This is a time when you kind of go within. This is a time when you get clear on exactly what it is that you want, right? The new moon phase is when the lunar cycle restarts, right? It's when it begins again. And like I said before, so can we. So it gives us the opportunity to really take stock of what we want, maybe what we don't want, what we want to accomplish, what we want to achieve, or maybe even what we want to get rid of. But regardless, this is the time when we set those intentions, okay? Now with this particular new moon specifically, and it being in the sign of Virgo, it has everything to do with wiping the slate clean, right? Everything is done. Everything is cleared off. You have tilled the soil. You've pulled up all of the weeds and all the remnants of the last harvest, and now you're ready to start anew. And the energy of this new moon really has this fresh start to it, because not only is it a new moon, we're also coming out of 2 retrograde planets. So we just had Venus that went direct, And fresh off the heels of this new moon, we're going to have Mercury going direct. And with Venus and Mercury being personal planets, whenever they're retrograde, we feel them the most. So the fact that they're now direct, or at least going direct, means that that retrograde wonky energy that we've sort of been enmeshed in for the last couple of weeks, that energy is going to start to lift. So you may find that with this new moon, you're not only feeling like you want to start something new, but you're also feeling a little bit energized. You're feeling like you have clearer thoughts. Things aren't so foggy. And again, that's the perfect environment in which to have a new moon, number one. And number two, to be intentional about manifesting new things. So again, new moon, new beginning, a new fresh start. All right. As a zodiac sign, Virgo has everything to do with organization, efficiency, service, and attention to detail. Basically, all of the non-sexy things about life. Now, one of the major sort of components of Virgo energy has a lot to do with our daily routine. So being an earth sign, Virgo has a lot to do with practicality, and it has a lot to do with things you do on a regular basis. So things like your job, your responsibilities around the house, all of that falls under Virgo energy. So when we have this new moon in a sign like Virgo, not only are we focusing on the practical side of life, like your daily routine, the mundane tasks you do every day, but you're also focusing on things that you're going to implement in your daily life. So remember I said before, new moons are all about new beginnings and setting new intentions. Now with this particular new moon in a sign like Virgo, it's not just about thinking about what you want or visualizing what you want. Of course, that is a major component of manifesting, right? However, because Virgo is an earth sign, this is all about the practical steps, perhaps the practical steps you're going to take on a daily basis in order to assist in that manifestation. Let me give you a perfect example. So Virgo energy has a lot to do with our health, right? Our physical well-being falls under the realm of Virgo energy. So let's say that one of the things you want to manifest under this new moon is weight loss, right? Now, of course, you're visualizing your new svelte body. You're visualizing how that outfit is going to look when you lose like 50 pounds. Of course, like I said, visualization is an important component of manifestation. However, there's going to be some action steps, some practical action steps, and some daily action steps that you're going to need to take to go from, let's say, 200 pounds to 150 pounds, right? This is going to be changing your diet. This is going to be perhaps watching what you eat, counting your calories and your macros. It's also going to be about exercising on a regular basis. Virgo energy has a lot to do with rituals. Rituals simply meaning things that you do repeatedly on a regular basis. And so, of course, if you are watching what you eat, you're sort of being ritualistic about your calorie intake on a daily basis. Right? Exercising. Maybe you're doing cardio 4 times a week and weightlifting 2 times a week, right? That's going to become a part of your daily routine. It's going to be a ritual for you. And that is how you facilitate this manifestation. Remember, everything about Virgo energy is earth energy, right? So it has a lot to do with practicality, putting in that work. And that's exactly what this new moon is going to ask of us, right? Apart from just being about practicality and work, Virgo has a lot to do with perfectionism, attention to detail, and being meticulous. So this is about really taking stock of what you're doing on a daily basis and looking at it at a very granular sort of level. This isn't necessarily the time when you focus more on the big picture. That would be like a new moon in Sagittarius or a new moon in Pisces. When the new moon is in Virgo, we're looking at the tiniest details. That's why I keep going back to this weight loss example, right? You're literally counting macros. You're literally counting calories. You're getting down to the details so that you can form a new habit or a new routine. And that is how you facilitate your manifestation. Now, the ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and Mercury is not only about to go direct after having been retrograde for the last 3 weeks, but Mercury is actually in its home sign of Virgo. So this is very important. This is why I said the energy of this new moon is very palpable because Virgo's ruler is in Virgo and about to go direct. Okay, so it's like go time. let me not say go time, because I feel like when I say go time, it's really like, okay, let's hit the ground running and go. No, not necessarily with Mercury in Virgo. Mercury in Virgo is like, all right, let's get organized. Let's get efficient. All right, let's compartmentalize everything. Let's get everything in its pile, in its place, so that we can move forward successfully, right? And so with Mercury going direct, I believe on Thursday going into Friday, we are going to feel this push. We're going to feel this, let me not say push, let me say nudge, this nudge in a forward direction. This isn't like the gates are flying open and it's time to go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, okay? Keep in mind, again, this is Virgo energy. We're really talking about getting organized and then moving forward, okay? Good stuff. And what I love the most about this new moon is that because we're coming out of that fog of retrograde, like I said before, you're probably going to feel optimistic. You're probably going to feel a little excited about starting something new. Now, this may not be something new that's super exciting, right? This may be deciding to lose weight. It may be deciding to clean up. It may be deciding to get a new job, right? Those are 3 kind of things that are pretty typical when it comes to Virgo energy. However, this new moon allows you to get your life in order. And that's necessary. We can't always want to be doing the sexy stuff all the time, or even the exciting stuff all the time. Sometimes we got to clean up, right? We may not want to clean the bathroom, but it's necessary, right? And that's sort of the energy of this new moon in Virgo. All right. So now that we talked about Virgo energy, let's talk about the numerology of this particular new moon. All right. I absolutely love numerology. I feel like it's such a beautiful component alongside astrology. It gives you so much more information so you can get a full holistic view of whatever it is that you are examining, okay? And so this particular new moon is associated with the numerology of the number 3 because this new moon is going down at 21 degrees Virgo. 2 + 1 is 3, so the numerology is 3. Now, the energy of the number 3 is very youthful, it's exciting, it's very upbeat, and almost busybody-ish. Basically, the numerology of the number 3 has a lot to do with the energy of Gemini. And we all know, if you've watched any of my videos before, I always describe Gemini energy as mixy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Just the Gemini energy is very busy bee. It's very social butterfly. It's very all over the place, all right? And that's the energy that we have at our disposal with this particular new moon in Virgo. Now, the number 3 is also associated with the energy of creativity and expression. And I love this, right? Because not only are we feeling this energy based off the numerology, but the fact that Mercury is about to go direct after having been retrograde means that we're going to be able to express ourselves a lot better. We're not going to be hindered by miscommunication and misunderstanding. It's like things are going to return to their regularly scheduled programming. So we can express ourselves, we can be creative, and we can sort of really get our minds clear as to exactly what we want. Now, when Mercury is retrograde, it sort of puts a little fog on things, right? Things slow down, things are delayed. Our minds may be clouded with a lot of thoughts from the past. We may be reminiscing a lot, right? It's almost like driving forward, but looking through the rearview mirror the entire time. And now that Mercury is about to go direct, we can finally focus on the road ahead in a very clear way. It's almost like driving down the highway at noon, well, driving down an empty highway at noon with the sun blaring down on you. Like it's clear, it's a straight road ahead. And that is the energy that this new moon in Virgo is exuding, okay? So it has a lot to do with knowledge. It has a lot to do with skills. It has a lot to do with creativity and expression, like I spoke about before. And 3 is sort of a very harmonious number. Think of a triangle with 3 sides. In astrology, the triangle is the symbol of a trine, which means that energy flows harmoniously, right? And remember I said before that the energy of this new moon, it's almost like things are going to fit together like a puzzle piece, right? Like a puzzle. All the pieces are going to fit together almost seamlessly. So again, what I love about this is that there's all this busybody energy, but things are falling into place. And as they fall into place, we're able to start moving forward. All right. Beautiful energy exhibited by the numerology of the number 3. All right. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about the current astrology and what's currently going on in the sky at the time of this new moon. So the current astrology surrounding this particular new moon in Virgo is absolutely beautiful and actually ties in beautifully to the numerology that I just explained. So, I just explained the numerology of number 3, right? And it's like a triangle. And that's actually what's going on in the sky at the time of this new moon. We have what's called a grand trine, okay? So the grand trine consists of the sun and the moon in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus, and Pluto in Capricorn, okay? So keep in mind that Uranus and Pluto are still retrograde. So there is going to be this little bit of reflective energy, right? But this is reflective energy for good, okay? So anytime we're talking about Uranus, we're talking about change. So you may find that the way that this new moon works out for you is that situations, people, things in your external environment may be changing, but the way that they're changing is in a positive way. Like I said, it's like these puzzle pieces are sort of fitting together beautifully, and then you can move forward. Conversely, you may find that you are motivated to change at this new moon. So again, to use the example I used before about weight loss, if you are looking to lose weight, you could definitely want to plant those seeds at this new moon in Virgo. I feel like you're going to be motivated. I feel like you're going to be in touch with your intuition to know exactly what to do. And I feel like you're going to have this excitement, this current of energy. Think about plugging in a lamp, right? Once you plug it in, you can turn it on. That's sort of exactly how this Uranus and Taurus energy in relation to this new moon is going to work, all right? And also, anytime we're talking about Uranus, we're talking about our intuition. So this is really a time, especially because Uranus is currently retrograde, it's really a time to tap into your intuition. Right? I said it's all about taking practical action steps. It's about implementing things into your daily routine that you're going to do regularly. But it's not about just thinking about what these things are. You're going to want to tap into your intuition. Allow your intuition to guide you as to which practical steps to take. So it's going to require a bit of inner reflection, perhaps some meditation. It may require you convening with your spirit team so that you can all get on board and figure out what steps to take, rather than just trying to take steps based off your ego or off of your mental capacities. Okay? Now, with Pluto in Capricorn, in trine to Uranus and to the new moon, this is all about profound change. Again, you may find that things around you are changing profoundly. However, it's not going to be jarring, or it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. If anything, it may feel like a blessing in disguise, or it may be this change that you've been finally waiting for, okay? Again, it's also a great time if you want to implement change. I'm talking about real change, honey. I'm not talking about just, oh, let me change this. Like, this is like life-changing sort of changes. If you want to make them now at this new moon in Virgo, because they will stick. They will become a part of your daily routine. And when things start to become a part of your daily routine, they're habits, and then habits become a lifestyle. Okay. And before you know it, the ball is moving forward and you're a completely different person. Whether you look different, whether you feel different, whether you act differently, this is the time for profound change, whether you want to implement it or whether it's being implemented on behalf of the universe, or the universe is implementing it. You know what I mean, right? Okay. So, but the important thing to keep in mind with this particular astrology, and especially because this new moon is going down in an earth sign like Virgo, the seed that you plant today is not the fruit that you eat today. All right. This is a process. And so many people will implement these steps, they will implement these rituals, they will implement these things as part of their daily routine. And the change is going to happen slowly over time. And you may not see this come to fruition for like another 6 months until the moon is full in Virgo, when we experience a Virgo full moon during Pisces season of next year. So it's really important for you to put your nose to the grindstone and keep doing it. Keep being consistent. Remember, I said the major theme of this new moon is perfection, but not perfection as in being perfect. It's about perfecting your craft, perfecting your daily routine, perfecting your rituals, and allowing them to become habits that will become lifestyles, okay? But again, the astrology for this new moon, absolutely beautiful. Whenever we have a trine, right? It's all about effortless energy, things flowing together seamlessly. And the things that are going to be flowing together seamlessly change. So take full advantage. All right. So now that I've talked about the energy of this new moon, how do you use this energy? What should you be doing? So again, remember that this new moon is going down in Virgo. So it's all about practical action steps. So of course, you're going to want to do your normal new moon rituals, right? You want to write out your intentions. You want to journal them. You want to script them. Maybe you want to auto journal them, which I personally love doing. I basically just turn on the voice memos on my phone and record whatever it is I want to intend, whatever it is I want to say, and then I'll listen to it over and over again, which I find super helpful. And maybe you will too, right? Maybe you want to burn bay leaves. Maybe you want to do some candle magic, right? All of that is perfectly acceptable for this new moon in Virgo, all right? But you're going to want to figure out what it is you need to do to get from point A to point B. So again, to use my weight loss example, you know that you're going to have to do at least some sort of exercise, right? You're going to have to move your body a little bit. You're also going to have to watch what you eat. And so figuring out what you need to do on a daily basis. And it's important to understand that whatever you're trying to implement, it should be kind of realistic. And by realistic, I mean something that you can commit to over a long period of time. All right. Maybe it's not the best thing for you, like off rip, to start doing like strength training 5 times a week and doing cardio 7 days a week, right? Maybe that's too much. Maybe you'll get burnt out in the first week. You kind of want to stick to something that you can stick to, okay? So you're going to want to figure out what practical action steps you need to take over the course of the next couple of weeks or months in order to facilitate your manifestation. Now, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury has everything to do with thought and communication. And the fact that Mercury is going direct, this is a great time for affirmations, okay? So I wanted to give you 5 affirmations that you can recite over the next couple of weeks that'll really help solidify whatever it is that you're trying to manifest and get you in the right frame of mind, all right? So the first one is, I am healthy in mind, body, and spirit. I love that one. Number 2, I am the embodiment of perfection exactly as I am. Number 3, I am open to the magic of the universe. Number 4, I have the ability to change my life for the better. And number 5, my work is valuable, important, and necessary. All right, so hopefully you found those affirmations useful. If you are interested in getting customized affirmations specifically for whatever it is that you want to manifest, I offer a custom affirmations recording service where we talk about what you're trying to manifest, come up with some affirmations, and I make a beautiful recording for you. And if you're interested in that, I will link that to the video and also link it in the description box below. All right, but regardless of whatever you do for this new moon, remember that you want to get your mind right. You want to get clear on whatever it is that you're manifesting, and you want to implement some sort of practical action step that you can do on a daily basis. All right. All right, my loves. So that concludes this video on the upcoming new moon in Virgo. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important piece of information that you can use going forward. If you want more information on my products, services, other videos to watch, even book recommendations that I have on astrology, you can find all of that information either linked to the video or in the description box below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you nothing but abundance for this upcoming new moon in Virgo, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.